There's a kind of loneliness that has nothing to do with being alone. Have you ever felt that? You're in a crowded room, maybe even surrounded by people you love, and everything on the outside looks fine. But inside, there's this quiet ache. This isn't the loneliness of missing someone who isn't there. It's the loneliness of missing yourself. It's the feeling that no one truly sees you, not because they don't care, but because the deepest parts of who you are have never really found a place to exist out loud. This is existential loneliness. It's not loud or dramatic. It lives just beneath the surface of everyday life, and it shows up in that gap, the space between who you truly are and the person you pretend to be for everyone else. It's the moment you look around and realize that no matter how close you are to others, no one can ever fully enter your inner world. And sometimes that realization hurts more than being physically alone. Existential loneliness isn't really about isolation. It's about the awareness that you are an entire universe inside a single person, and that no one else can experience life or joy or pain in the exact way that you do. That truth can feel incredibly heavy. It can make you feel like you're carrying something that no one else can understand. That's when you start to wonder why conversations feel so shallow, why relationships feel incomplete, why people can stand right next to you and still feel miles away. You wonder why everything feels slightly out of reach, even when you feel like you're doing everything right. Many people who feel this learned early on that the world couldn't quite handle their inner depth. Maybe they grew up in a place where big emotions were dismissed or mocked. Maybe they learned through experience that showing their true, complicated self just led to disappointment. So they built a version of themselves that was easier for others to accept. But the more you hide who you are, the more disconnected you become from the people around you. You end up living behind emotional glass, watching the world happen all around you without ever feeling fully part of it. This loneliness also comes from being too aware. You see things others don't. You notice the subtle changes in a room, the emotional shifts, the unspoken truths hanging in the air during conversations. Being this aware can make you feel older than you are, different, separate. You start to believe that your depth is a burden, that your thoughts are too heavy for others to understand. So you keep them inside, and that silence becomes its own form of loneliness. It's not the loneliness of absence, of no one being there. It's the loneliness of never being fully met. What makes existential loneliness so painful is that it doesn't go away with company. You can fill your schedule, surround yourself with people, stay busy all day, but the quiet returns the moment the noise fades. Because this loneliness isn't asking for more people, it's asking for deeper connection. It's asking for moments where you feel understood without explaining yourself. It's asking for conversations where you don't have to shrink your thoughts or soften your truth. And those moments are rare, which is why existential loneliness feels constant. This type of loneliness also emerges when your external life grows faster than your internal one. You achieve things, you build relationships, you do what you're supposed to do, but something inside still feels untouched. You start realizing that success, love, friendships, none of it replaces the need to feel seen. None of it fills the space where authenticity should live. And the more you ignore that space, the bigger it feels. But here's the part most people never hear. Existential loneliness isn't a flaw. It's a sign that you are awake. It's a sign that you're searching for meaning, depth, truth, things that can't be found through surface-level living. People who feel this kind of loneliness are often the ones capable of the deepest connection once they find people who meet them where they are. This loneliness is not the end of connection. It's the beginning of understanding what connection you truly need. Healing existential loneliness doesn't come from finding the perfect person or the perfect group. It starts when you begin expressing the parts of yourself you keep hidden, when you stop diluting your thoughts just to fit in, when you allow your inner world to exist in daylight instead of hiding it in the dark. Because loneliness fades the moment you recognize yourself again. One day, you'll meet someone who understands your silences, someone who listens to the shape of your thoughts without asking you to make them smaller, someone who makes you feel less like a stranger in your own mind. Until then, existential loneliness is not a punishment. It's a reminder. A reminder that you are deeper than the life you've been living. A reminder that connection begins with truth. A reminder that you are not alone for feeling this way. You're simply waiting to be found by others and by yourself.